I tell all my students all the time that whatever you build, the very first thing for a sustainable architecture or engineering is keeping it simple, not to over engineer something. Do not build overly complicated controls, which is beyond your business objective or your risk appetite. And also build something which is absolutely relevant. I should not have a dream that let's make the life of the developers complicated tomorrow. So let's come up with some security architecture with 20,000 complicated controls. Surely they're going to bypass it. They're not going to implement that. Yeah. So the first thing we need to do is that work with your governance, risk, and compliance team. Look into your organization's high-level policies and standards. Because if you comply with your policy and standard, then indirectly, depending on the industry, whether it is a FISMA or it is a HIPAA or if it is a high trust boundary or if it is an NYDFS requirement or FRB requirement, you just name it. Any regulation authority or any ISMS framework, you'll be compliant because those requirements were taken into account when the policies and the standards were created by the compliance team. Now, if you have a mature governance, risk, and compliance practice, then that becomes one of the input for your reference architecture or design pattern. You must ensure that you are following to the policies. If policy says you need to have a privileged access control system, your password must rotate in 30 days, or if you need to have a 16-character password that never rotates, you must implement that. Now, that is only one input. In some cases, the governance, risk, and compliance policies and procedures are not very mature. Then it becomes a partnership. You work with your peers in the GRC team and collectively you build something. Hey, I think this should be incorporated as our policy because this is of the regulation and the industry best practice and all those stuff. But taking just the policies and standards is only solving a piece of the puzzle because our friends on the dark side, they don't read our policies and procedures to attack us, right? They basically try to punch us hard wherever they find the weakest link in our system.